impeachment process. Gusto ko, on the process, Attorney Dennis, yung proseso nitong impeachment, kauna-unahan nga po ito. Ano po ang tingin ninyo dun sa naging flow from the start at bago po tayo nagtapos, ano po ang tingin nyong naging takbo ng impeachment trial?
Okay. Dun sa trial mismo, walang masyadong problema doon. No? The IBP spoke only against the filing by the lower house of the impeachment complaint. Pero nung inaksyonan na ng Senado yung impeachment complaint, ang IBP ay nagmasid na lang at yun ang tinutugon ko na yung proseso mula noon ay maayos naman ang daloy. Dito, just like yung proseso sa judicial proceedings, no, sa isang kaso, magpipresenta muna ng ebidensya yung nagparatang, di ba? Yung nagsakdal. So yung prosecution will present their evidence. And nakita natin na nag-rest na sila. Inumpisahan nilang 8 yung paratang nila, pero sabi nila, sandali, 3 na lang ang sapat na sa amin. So tapos na yung pagpipresenta nila ng ebidensya dun sa 3. Ngayon, turn naman ngayon ng defense na ipresenta yung ebidensya nila sa depensa nila. So patuloy pa yon, hindi pa natatapos yung turn ng defense. So far, we're in the IBP, we're quite satisfied with the proceedings.
Okay, happy naman ang IBP dun sa naging proseso, Kathy.
Gusto ko naman malaman kay Attorney Bong, while this process is ongoing in the Senate impeachment court, ay meron ding nagaganap na paglalabas ng mga ebidensya umano galing sa iba't ibang sources sa media naman. Itong mga property daw ng punong mahistrado at yung gulo sa pagitan ng Basa Guedote at ng misis ng punong mahistrado. Ano po ang masasabi niyo dito, Attorney?
Ito, para sa akin, immaterial na to sa paglilitis kay Chief Justice. Parang ano na lang to parang paninira na lang ng katauhan ni Chief Justice yon. Hindi ko alam kung may kinalaman ng prosecution dito, but I hope not. Para sa akin, dapat hindi natin pansinin yung mga ganyang usap-usapan until na magsalita sila mismo sa trial. Siguro pwede silang ilabas as rebuttal evidence later kung material yan. But so far now, parang ginugulal na yung isipan ng taong bayan. At sa mga senado, sa mga senador, wala namang, it should not be taken as evidence against the Chief Justice.
Attorney Pinky, ito nga pong na-question ni Kathy na merong lumalabas. It's not very tight because of the public nature of the trial. You have media there almost every second that something's happening on the floor. Tapos meron pang ibang mga tao naglalabas ng ebidensya sa labas ng Senado. Sa tingin niyo po ba nakakabuti sa ating demokrasya yon? Kasi very unique nga, natawag nga sui generis itong trial na ito. Ano ang tingin niyong benepisyo nun kung meron man? O disadvantage in a very loose manner na lumalabas yung mga impormasyon kung saan-saan?
Doon ang sa aking palagay, makakasama ito doon sa impeachment trial per se. Pero by way of keeping the public informed, nakakatulong siya. Pero kasi sa dami ng mga ebidensya, o sabihin man natin na it's not really evidence kasi it's not presented in the impeachment court, sa dami ng information na lumalabas, sabi nga kanina, parang nakukondisyon ang isipan ng mga tao into accepting a certain verdict. So in a way, yung mismong trial process ay naaapektuhan. Pero para sa karamihan ng tao, sila, dumadami yung information nila. So,
kaya siguro tanong natin sa ating mga estudyante, Kathy, dahil sila yung siguro nahin natin kay Mr. Giat, yung mga UP student, dahil sila nagpakuan nga ito, nagpa-survey pa, Meron nga tayong information from all sources, Julius, at lumalabas, ang sabi ni Attorney Pinky, posibleng nakaka-apekto dun sa proseso, but it also informs us. There's public discourse, there's talk about it. Para sa inyo, is this good or something bad for our democracy?
Basically, yung ginawa naming survey dun sa UP last month, I think nagmanifest lang dito na talagang democracy is working. Bagamat marami kaming mga negative feedbacks na natanggap mula mismo sa mga senator judges na ikinatakot namin nung simula. Pero na-realize din namin na ginagawa lang din namin yung role namin sa pakikialam namin dahil national issue to and public trial siya. So, hindi natin maiiwasan na talaga may masasabi lahat ng mga tao dito, specifically the students.
Gusto ko rin malaman dito naman sa kabila kay James, no? Yun nga, napagalitan itong mga UP students na nagsagawa ng survey, apektado yung ilang mga senator judges dun sa naging resulta. Sa tingin mo ba, should the senator judges be even listening to these survey results?
Tingin ko po, unang-una, nasa mga senator judges naman po natin yung huling salita talaga sa impeachment trial na ito. At sa tingin ko naman, hindi sila gagawa ng isang desisyon na sa tingin lang nila ay hindi maganda o anuman. Parang pag-iisipan talaga nila yan. Kung pakikinggan man nila yan, malamang may nakita silang dahilan kung bakit o bakit hindi.
Artemus, itong mga senator judges, kapag merong lumabas kagaya nitong survey ni Julius ng kanyang grupo, or kung ano man lumabas yung taga-LRA, isa-isa itong tumayo, itong mga senator judges, or marami sa kanila tumayo, nagtanong, at marami nga lumabas na impormasyon through this. Parang nagtatagal ng konti, pero nabubuksan din ang maraming mga dapat nating malaman. Ano ang tingin mo dun sa mga sa performance no ating mga senator judges in handling yung mga issues na lumabas during trial?
I think it would depend on the senator judges if they would actually swallow the results of the survey. However, with regard dun sa performance ng senator judges, at first glance makikita naman natin na technically di pa natin nakikita talaga yung effect ng survey talaga mismo directly sa trial. However, with regards sa sinabi din ni Attorney Pinky kanina, I would agree with her premise na it would affect the public but not necessarily the trial. However, the scary part doon is that since the trial in itself is sui generis, meaning it's political and judicial at the same time, at the end of the day, it might morph. The decision might morph eventually, that it might, I'm not saying that it will, but it might affect the decision at the end of the day. So para so far, okay pa naman yung mga sa ating mga senator judges. However, there is still that pending possibility that they might be swayed because of the sui generis nature of the proceedings.
Nako, there is a pending possibility daw that they might be swayed. Gusto ko malaman mula kay Paolo. Sa tingin mo ba makaka-apekto dito dahil election year na next year? Ay nagkakaroon na nga ngayon, as early as now, no? Nagkakaroon na ng political alignment ang iba't ibang mga senators.
Well, we can't avoid the senators naman, diba, being political animals and all, they can't avoid not listening to the news, not watching TV, and then in the process, makikita nga nila that there are other evidences being portrayed or pinapakita talaga sa media just like this, and you can't avoid it. It's a political process, despite judicial nga in nature. So you will have definitely people. For example, prosecutors ng Congress probably grandstanding, trying to get a little limelight, a little airtime sa impeachment process. Some senator judges will also be trying to do that, trying to pose questions, even if, for example, hindi naman sila talaga lawyer or bihasa sa mga proseso ng ganyan. So you can't avoid it, but that's the beauty of democracy, at least, diba? There are other people participating, not just lawyers.
I'll throw one last question to Mia, and then I'll turn over to Nikki. Mia, we're talking about the senator judges. Siyempre, all of these are based on our perception and what they're showing us sa television. Sa tingin nyo ba, so far, ano yung trust level ng mga kabataan or law students sa inyong eskwelahan for the senator judges?
Well, right now, I can honestly say that in terms of trust level, you will get mixed reactions when you're talking to students. Because on one end, the advantage of the fact that, the trial is aired and it's in public is that people are really informed of the process. People are able to learn about the impeachment proceedings, what goes into a trial like this. At the same time, given sometimes, you could say, the reaction or the behavior of certain judges or certain senators, you can't help but doubt their credibility or if they already have preconceived notions or, alam yun, parang kung baga, are they leaning already to a particular side or to a particular decision?
Nikki?
Okay, thank you, Mark. Itong nais kong tanungin ng mga IBP lawyers natin, no? Kasi mukhang ayaw iharap si Chief Justice Corona, si Mrs. Cristina Corona dito sa paglilitis. At nais ng depensa na gumamit ng isang tinatawag nilang forensic accountant. Ito ba katanggap-tanggap na mapapagtagpi-tagpi nito yung kinita at saka yung ginastos ng mga Corona? Is this acceptable sa isang trial?
Sa trial kasi, may dalawang klaseng testigo. Yung ordinary witness at saka yung tinatawag na expert witness. Yung ordinary witness, ang paniniwalaan mo doon, yung kanyang perception, yung kanyang nakita, kanyang na-feel, kanyang na-experience. Yung expert witness, yung kanyang kaiba-ibang kapabilidad. Yon. Now, yung tinatawag ninyo na forensic accountant or something would be in the nature of an expert witness. Ngayon, whether or not kapani-paniwala yan depends on whether that person is qualified. May proseso yan. Ano yan, titignan yung background niya, yung expertise niya, kung paano niya na-reach yung level ng expertise niya. Kung aminado lahat na expert yan, yung opinion niya pwedeng maging ebidensya yon. Okay? Now, but ang importante dito, yung witness na yan, expert, must still work with facts. You know? Must still work with established facts. Hindi naman siya pwedeng pumulot from the air. So, even if there is such a thing as a forensic accountant, kailangan pa rin i-establish, kunwari, if this is an accounting subject matter, yung accounts na yan, mga bangko siguro, ledgers, and everything, no? Before, yung expert na yan can piece this together and give us the theory or his opinion of what the facts are.
So, kung hindi pa rin mabubuksan, let's say, yung dollar accounts, kulang pa rin yung sinasabi ng pieces of the puzzle. Hindi magiging kompleto yung picture na pwedeng likhain itong forensic expert na ito.
Okay. Ang whether or not ang scenario is complete really depends on what you are looking for. Whether kailangan buksan yung accounts or hindi kailangan, depende rin sa issue na na-form, no? So, at this point, hindi pa natin masasabi kung absolutely necessary na kailangan buksan or baka naman pwedeng ma-i-explain yung accounts na hindi binubuksan. You know what I mean? O, ganon.
Ito, Nikki, Cathy, this is a technical issue na ito is a matter of strategy. Ito litigation strategy na ipipresenta ba, hindi. Forensic accountant ba, hindi. Yung prosecution, on the other hand, are saying, kailangan si Chief Justice because we're talking of intent, and there are the surveys. Would like to get Attorney JJ's opinion on this.
Medyo, rin, bago sa akin yung forensic accountant, Kasi let us remember that we have to look at it this way, just to educate the public. Ano ba itong impeachment? The impeachment is a trial regarding na tinatanong natin yung karampatan ng tao sa kanyang posisyon. Are you fit to be in that position? So, therefore, you are being questioned. Are you right for that position? Are you morally upright for that position? So, siguro, before we go to a forensic accountant to explain to us what the procedures are regarding the papers, the accounts, let us ask first, this is a matter na ang dapat na nagpapaliwanag ay yung taong involved. So, kung ang tanong dito ay tungkol sa SALN, sino lang ba ang maaaring mag-fill up ng SALN? Ikaw lamang bilang isang opisyal ng gobyerno. Dahil wala namang ibang nakakaalam ng properties na nasa pangalan mo, kundi